Frederick Arnold was 19 years old when Pearl Harbor was attacked.
I had never given a thought to the military. Being an artist, you can imagine. But within 3 months of Pearl Harbor, I was in the Army Air Corps and signed on to be a pilot, to be a fighter pilot.
Boys with little or no experience were put into P-38s, one of the most powerful fighters on the planet. Many washed out or were killed in training. As one of a group of 14 who made it, Second Lieutenant Arnold was sent to North Africa, where the newly minted Americans faced seasoned German fighter pilots and vast Axis air superiority. The fatalities were horrific. 6 months later, all but 2 were dead.
12 of our buddies were gone. So Jim Hagenbeck, the other survivor, and I made a solemn vow. The last man standing will undertake to honor those 12 who were killed.
Initially, pilots were told they needed to fly 25 missions. On his 22nd mission, with 3 to go before returning to the U.S., the Air Corps, to cover the staggering losses, bumped the required missions up to 50.
I never thought I'd make it home.
But he did. Shot down behind enemy lines, captured, and escaped, he finished 50 missions. Arnold returns home and is promoted to the rank of major by the age of 23.
When the war was over, I wanted to forget everything. I didn't want to look in the mirror and see a killer.
Like most returning soldiers, he was eager to restart his life, get married, and raise a family. Major Arnold, now retired, resumed his career as an artist, painting and sculpting. Then, in 1998,
it was more than 30 years after the war, and Jim Hagenbeck, the other survivor, was dying. I rushed to the hospital. We said goodbye. Then he said, "Don't forget our promise. Now it's up to you." I said, "Hey, Jim, I promise." But frankly, I didn't have the slightest idea what to do.
Through the years, he sought to honor his vow through several art projects. Then, in 2012, Major Arnold conceived of a challenging sculpture that would show 12 airmen, each with their own story. He started by creating what sculptors call a maquette, a small version of the work. To enlarge the sculpture to life size, however, would be a Herculean task. So at the age of 90, he was now, once more, a man on a mission.
This first completed sculpture I call Teenager. We were all so young back then. For me, it's about remembering those who were lost, those young soldiers who never had the chance to grow up, to raise a family, and to live. It's the human cost that needs to be remembered and honored, lest we forget their courage and sacrifice. I am the last man, and I made a vow, lest we forget.